pass the puck, he can shoot the puck. I don't know if there's a real high end in his skill, but I'll tell you what, it's important areas that he contributes in. It's the competitive areas he contributes in. And when you're looking for centermen that can play in all those areas, Nolan Patrick's a pretty good bet.
Agreed.
So he's a guy who can compete. He's a guy who's going to give you steady play. His team needs goal scoring. They need playmakers. Is Nico Hischier a guy who can provide that?
And he's a natural centerman, Liam. That makes a big difference. So you think about Nico Hischier coming out of the Halifax Mooseheads. Here's some of the other offensive players that have come out of that program. Nathan McKinnon, Jonathan Drouin, Nikolai Ehlers, Jake Voracek. But this guy does it as a natural centerman. He's crafty with the puck. He doesn't have to be overly large because he's so dynamic. Peripheral vision is phenomenal, and he wants to be a difference maker every time he's on the ice.
There's a more dynamic element to Hischier's game, and that's why a lot of people believe the deciding factor in this decision for the New Jersey Devils would be that maybe they're leaning towards Nico Hischier as a more dynamic center than Nolan Patrick.
The only way I believe they don't take Hischier is if they trade out of the first overall pick.
Interesting. So you look at the New Jersey Devils as they begin to get up and make their way there, up to the podium to make their selection.
That's Tommy Fitzgerald and Paul Castron heading up, so I don't think there's been a trade. And Ray Sherrill, Pierre Mondu going up there, as well as John Hines, the coach. So Ray Sherrill's deferring to his staff. He's not even going to go out there. He's going to let the guys that do the work go up and make the pick.
So now Ray Sherrill, we're being told, getting up. He's following the group up to the podium. This is a Devils team, 70 points, last in the Eastern Conference last year, the fewest points total in a full season since 88-89 as Ray Sherrill makes his way up.
They did entertain trade offers, but they decided not to do it. The lowest they would go would be to number 3.
Let's go up and hear the pick.
On behalf of the New Jersey Devils organization and our ownership group, Josh Harris and David Blitzer, I want to thank the City of Chicago, John McDonough, Mr. Wirtz. Also want to say hello to our tremendous fans back in Newark, New Jersey at our draft festival. With our first selection in the 2017 entry draft, the New Jersey Devils are proud to welcome from the Halifax Mooseheads, Nico Hischier.
So just after 1 a.m. in Nader, Switzerland, a town of around 8,000 people, which is located just north of the Italian border, but you got to believe that they are awake and they are no doubt celebrating right now. You see Hischier hugging his family, emotional moment. He was a local product there. Out of Nader, Switzerland, Hischier has just become the first Swiss-born player to go #1 overall in the NHL draft.
Prior to the World Junior Championships, where he was a dominant player, a number of NHL scouts, scouting directors told me, don't close the door on him going first overall. And then he gets to that tournament and he put on a show. And it wasn't just a show of flash. It was also a show of great will and great determination. We talk about a difference maker. He's all of that and more.
I think this is great news. If you're Taylor Hall right now, you're thinking about this, you're getting a guy like, whoa, this is an upgrade. If you're Kyle Palmieri, you're going, this is fantastic news. The New Jersey Devils infrastructure just took a huge step forward. This is great news for them.
And he has a chance to play in their lineup next year. Not absolutely guaranteed. He's 179 pounds, which is a little bit light, but he's hockey strong. He's only going to get stronger. He's almost 6'2", and because of the dynamic speed and skill in his game, he will get an opportunity to be a full-time player in the NHL as early as next year.
Totally agree.
And that rapid rise, he goes all the way to #1, Bob.
Well, the Halifax Mooseheads weren't a very good team this year. Nobody expected anything from them. They weren't must-see TV for anybody in Canada. From the moment Hischier started this season, though, the scouts recognized that this guy was on an incredible trajectory. And he was doing things that Jonathan Drouin and Nathan McKinnon did when they were on a powerhouse team that only lost 5 games. And this guy put up similar numbers to them in their draft years.
Beginning of the season, considered mid-first round, he goes #1 here. Who does he compare to?
Pavel Datsyuk, the great Red Wing, and it's the mind. It's the ability to do things with your feet and your hands. I mean, he's so settled. Watch how he gets in here. He's got the moves to make. Well, let's just take a look at Datsuk. Settled, great hands, opens up the goaltender. But it's not just that. They attack inside the dots. They attack to the net. They put defenders on their heels, and they make you vulnerable. There's Datsuk, and again, they freeze you. And as a defender, that's scary. They also have great patience and great poise. You never see them in the situations where they seem rushed. I call it a quiet mind. They got the hands, they're settled, they understand how much time they have, and they take full advantage of it. But it's not on the outside, it's always in the guts of the action.
You know, it's interesting. We talk about the history of this pick being the first ever Swiss-born player to go first overall. Think about what this does globally, and think about what this does for the sport in Switzerland. They've been quietly growing their brand for a long period of time. This is huge news for their infrastructure in Switzerland.
Bobby Motzko, the coach of the gold medal winning World Junior team that just barely beat the Swiss in the quarterfinals, said, we didn't have an answer for that young man. It seemed that every time he went on the ice, there was 4 of them.
So Nico Hischier is the #1 overall pick. The New Jersey Devils, a new face of their franchise. Let's go to Catherine Tapp.
All right, Liam, thank you very much. Nico, congratulations. What are the thoughts going through your mind right now as you become the #1 overall pick and you're wearing the New Jersey Devils uniform?
Yeah, I'm speechless. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just an incredible feeling. You can't describe it. And wow, yeah, I really can't describe it.
When did a kid from Nader, Switzerland start believing that he would be the #1 overall pick at the NHL draft?
Well, I can't really believe it. I'm really speechless. I find no words. I love the hockey, and it's my biggest goal playing the NHL. And I'm so happy. I'm happy that my family is here. I'm happy for all those guys who supported me. And no, yeah, I'm really speechless.
During the Stanley Cup final, we heard that the Devils said that if you threw a catfish on the ice, they would take you as the #1 overall pick. So tell us, did you eventually throw a catfish on the ice in Nashville?
No, I didn't, but I'm more than pleased that they still took me. And yeah, there are no words to describe.
Nico, thank you so much. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Liam?
Catherine, thanks so much. He doesn't need words. That smile really says it all. And you look at the highest Swiss pick in NHL draft history.